Good morning, everybody. Hello. Hey, it's Becky from Power Tools with Thread. You are in our Stitchuation room. This is a Monday through Friday virtual stitching retreat, 8 a.m. Central, y'all, where you hang out with me in here, follow me on my sewing journey, and I hope I can inspire you to put something under the needle. Good to see everybody in the chat. Hello. Yeah, was that DVS Quilter? She says, hello, PTWT Nation. Love that. Absolutely. Oh, the coffee is hot. Yay. You guys, we have a virtual kitchen, just like any stitching retreat, only theirs is real. You're in the right place for ours. It's pretend. Dottie, you're going to get into the cords and wander in there, and on your way in, Scotty Dog's running the kitchen this morning. Hit the thumbs up button if you would. Great for the algorithm. Let's see. What have we here? We have a little dot. That's my dot. Honey, you're messing with my cameras. She's so funny. She's so funny. Wrong camera? Oh, I'm on the wrong camera. Thank you. See, this happens. Let me, 1 second here, y'all. I'm going to have to play with that. So this is the camera. I'm looking over here. All right. I'm going to make that work. Hold on a second here. Let's do Dottie first, shall we? Hold on, Dottie, we're on the wrong camera. I got to go back in here to my settings and go to my camera and tell it not the FaceTime. Let's do this one. There we go. Yay. Thank you. Me and my one-man show here. Sometimes we don't do so good. Let's see now. There's Frito. Dottie, get out of my cords. She has to be right in the front. Yeah, you're doing good, baby girl. She says, Mom, I'm starving to death. Look at me. A shadow of my former self. There we go. Thank you. All right. My production manager here failed me this morning, right? So this is Dottie. This is our little cowboy corgi. She is half blue heeler and half corgi. And there's Frito. Frito is purebred. Whoa. Queensland stumpy tail cattle dog. And Frito's our rescue. Are you guys ready for your sticks? Are you ready for your chewies? Yeah. All right. We'll give one to Frito and we'll give one to Dottie. There you go. See you later. Okay. Good. I'm going to leave them. Hopefully they don't bother me too bad. If they come in here and bother me after they finish their sticks, then we'll put them back out. So where did I get the Texas heart flag? So this is the Texas Exploding Heart. This is the mini quilt. And Quilting from Harriet made this for me. I showed it to you guys yesterday. And let me zoom in so you can take a look at it. I put it up here. This is my corner of honor, things that are most important to me. So the quilt is not crooked. My camera is crooked, y'all. Okay. The quilt is not crooked. But I put it, it's up there with, let me see, my military shadow box from my retirement from the Air Force. And anyway, we managed, or Harriet and I guess, together, managed to sell out the internet of that pattern. The only one I found late last night was on the actual site of who makes the pattern. And I think it's Threads. Oh, I can't remember. But anyway, they only had the big one left. So maybe they'll print more. Who knows? But she made that for me. And it came in the mail. And I just absolutely love it. So let me see. I've been to Jamaica Beach RV. I've been there. I see that floating by. How is it mounted? Did I use the magnets? Yes, Amy, I did. Yes. Okay, so today I want to stitch up the, this is the Marion Bright Kimberbell Classic Volume 2. It comes with 3 different designs. Okay, so we have the Trimming the Tree, that one right there. And then Deck the Halls is the wreath, and that's the one we're going to do. And then it has a little gingerbread. I want to try to do that gingerbread on a onesie and get that done. My first Christmas, I want to do that for a new great niece. And maybe I don't know if it'll fit her. She's a chunk. She's only like 3 months old, and the only onesies I have are 6 to 9 months. They're the Kimberbell onesies. I don't know. Pie in the sky, probably. So the last time I did something like this, I showed you guys how I stopped killing trees and all the printer ink and all that by using a tablet as a way to read the instructions. Okay, so I download most of my stuff on a computer, like a desktop or my Mac or whatever. But I wanted to show you a very cool way to be able to do your instructions. They're usually ginormous big, right? Because you have to download a zip file. And there's a very cool way to be able to do it, to send things around without great big ginormous file transfer. So I'm gonna I don't want to open up my personal email because I don't want y'all reading my personal email. So what you do is you create an email, like you're going to send an email to your friend, right? And you put your own email address in the to line, okay? Just your own email address. So essentially you're sending it to yourself, okay? And then you attach the instructions. You hit the little paper clip and attach the instructions. Don't send it. Don't send it anywhere. So now that you've got that email built, okay, and you didn't send it anywhere, your email service is going to automatically save it to your drafts. So when you go to a tablet or your phone or whatever, okay, so let me get into my tablet. I'm pressing home to open. Now I'm in my drafts. So I went to my email app, okay, and I go into my drafts, and there it is right there on the top. And it's got the paper clip showing that there's something attached. So I'm going to open that up, and there it is. So it's an email from myself to myself, and it's on there. So now it's 1.5 meg. It's pretty big, right? Now I'm going to tap it and open it up on my tablet. Well, there it is. So let me get this mo bigger, right? I wanted to download this thing. Hold on a second. If I can do that. Keith closed the door for me. That's good. All right. So I'm going to open this up. And here we go. I'm just making this thing bigger, okay? And then you can save it. Hold on a second. There's a way I did it, and I saved it to my books for the last one that I was doing this. So Golden's mama said, I just did this for my retreat, so I have the instructions. That's very smart to do. Yeah. That way you've got your instructions. You don't have to remember papers. You're not, using up all that ink. But there is a way. Now on my, I had it so that I had it open before. Let me see here. I had it so that I had it open before. You can even send it to yourself. Empty subject. Do I want to send? I'll continue. Oh, empty subject. Hold on. I'm just going to send anyway. So you can email it to yourself. You can do that too. So then after my drafts, let me see. This is just handy when let me go to my inbox. And I have to wait for it to roll in now. So once it comes into your inbox, then you can download it. And on an iPad, you can save it to your books. So a lot of folks do this all. Golden's mama, I saved a tree. Yeah, we saved a tree. So see, when I send it to myself, it's taking its picky sweet time to get in here. Okay. I can find it in my sent items as well, I believe. If I go to my thing and I go to sent, yep, there it is right there. So now when I look at it in my sent items, right there, see directions, deck the halls. There's 3 dots. I'm going to tap that and save to device. Now I can save it to the device. Okay, so it's done that. Now, it's like, it's a PDF document. Where do you want to save it? So I'm going to tap the more and let me see here. You can save to files. You can save to files, but then there's a way for you to save it in books. You just got to go through the menus and find that. It takes me a minute. I don't want to bore you to death, but there is a way to do that. Which book app for Android phone again? Jackie, I think that was called My Bookshelf, I believe. I don't remember. So it's Book Buddy. Book Buddy is to catalog all of your patterns and your books and all of that. So Crafty Trio, Ellen, you're looking for certification info on my Snapplique. Where do you find it? You missed the day I announced. Shoot me an email, Crafty, powertoolswiththread@outlook.com, and I will send you an email with all of the information, okay? That is to become a Snapplique instructor. I need to let you guys know. So if you are interested in becoming a Snapplique instructor, meaning you can go out to guilds and embroidery groups and sewing machine dealerships, quilt shops, and charge them to teach Snapplique. Okay. You need to have done it successfully. You need to be able to speak computer, okay, for both Windows and Mac, like control versus command, that kind of thing. And you need to know what you're doing in order to talk to people in a group. So this is not as simple as a Kimberbell certification where you get their certification and you go to class and you just walk students through it step by step. That you already have Kimberbell provided all the instructions. You just have to get them through that. That's it. This is different. This is you need to understand how to work a scan and cut. You got to know how to work in Brilliance, because I teach in Brilliance. And if you want to teach, someone emailed me and said, I want to teach, but I want to teach Floriani. Can I do that? You can. I don't have a problem with that, but you're not going to get the handouts of step-by-step instructions that you can give to your students that have all the pictures for Brilliance to tell them what buttons to push, because we're going to provide that to you as part of your course materials, because I don't know Floriani, so I can't provide you instructions on that. So anyway, yeah, we are looking for instructors. The class is going to be the week of March 9th in San Antonio, and we have a limit of 10 seats. So send me an email, powertoolswiththread@outlook.com, and I'll let you know. So Flo Renfro, which Book Buddy app? It's a blue icon, and it's only for the Book Buddy app is for iPhone. Okay, let's get to stitching, shall we? We'll be here all day. Yeah. Yeah, we're providing handouts definitely for, yeah, we provide handouts for instructors. You get a template of an intro email saying, hi, this is me, this is what I teach, and would you like me to come to your store and make you some money, right? You get handouts for your students. You get an Excel template for your bill to the host, okay? It's a profitable thing, you guys, if you want to teach Snapplique. And believe me, this is catching on, and it's going all over the country, and it's kind of a big deal. So I don't remember Flo, Book Buddy. I think it was Pro. Well, Pro is the Book Buddy. You can put in 50 books, and on the 51st, they want a flat $10 lifetime license fee, which is what I paid because I got way more than 50 things. That's the Pro version. So you can just download it and give it a shot and see if it works. Okie doke. Do I have my camera on this one? My dog moved my, let me do this. Hold on a second. Hold on a second here. I need to get this camera working and set up right so you guys can see everything. Okay. So let me see. I needed to do this. So I have the directions. I'm going to tap. Let's see. Oh, save as draft, convert to Word, open in Word. I want to, I don't want to edit actions. I did it before and I was able to drop it. Oh, open in. I hit open in. And now it gives me some options to open in Word and Kindle and all these other things. And I'm looking for books. There it is, books. Let's see if it does it. Then I'll have my instructions so I know what I'm doing. I think. Let me go to books. Let's see here. Technology, y'all. My goodness. Where's books? Yeah. I'm not savvy with an iPad. I'm pretty good with my iPhone. My iPad, there's an apps, isn't there? Yeah, we went on this channel and watched her doink around with her iPad. Okay, let me go back. And I don't see it. All I see is my pot holder. So I've doinked something up. That's okay. I'm going to go to embroidery. I'll figure this out, you guys. I'm going to go to embroidery. And the pocket for memory. This is the Brother Luminaire XP. I bought it as an XP1 and I did all the upgrades. So it's an XP3. It thinks it is. And I did send the designs over wirelessly. And let's find them. Number 1, part 1, right there, and set. Okay. And embroidery. That's all we got to do. I am making the 8x12 of this version. Okay. Open in iBooks. Well, I tried. It didn't work. So I'm just going to go back and just go to my main thing here. I need to go to my mail. I have books down on my little tablet there, down on my toolbar. I'll go to my mail. And I'm in my sent items. I'm just going to open this. It's in my sent items. Because I attached it to an email and emailed it to myself. And this is the very best way to check these things out. I need some glasses. Y'all, I am roasting. We're going to get in the 80s here today. Swipe to the last page on my iPad. Some of y'all are really good with iPads. Really good. I am not. I have been retired retired from my Air Force job since 2020. And I was a Windows, because that's what we used in the military, was Windows computers. That's all we did. I was a Windows person forever. And it was hard for me to make the switch. Yeah, 50 is the free limit. That's right. For BookBuddy. I don't know about that other Android app. Okay. So let's go through here and figure out. I did yesterday. Here's what I got done yesterday. I'll show you guys. I changed my fabric that I wanted to use to colors that more match my home instead of that bright lime green. This is On Dasher by Sweetwater for Moda. Those are my little Dresdens. Aren't they precious? Okay. We pre-cut them yesterday. And on each one of these, I took a friction pen and I put a number so I know where it goes in the grand scheme of things, because I'll mess it up otherwise. I got to have it numbered. You needed a 5x5 piece for the center of the wreath, and I've got that. And then my border pieces, I chose this really pretty gingham that was part of my Fat Eighth bundle. So I had enough to get my upper, lower, and side borders. So these are ready to go. Okay. And then my fabric, my background fabric, I chose this. I had it in my stash and it matches. Moda uses this pretty much. There's several different background fabrics that they use for all of their designs. All their fabric lines. They're pretty good about that. And I have some fusible woven on the back of this fabric so it can hold up to the stitching that's going to happen. So all ready to go on that. Okay. So this looks like it's ready. I've got the design up and all that. Okay. The greens go with our drought colors in San Antonio. Yes, yes, ma'am, Elizabeth, they do, don't they? My hair, y'all, it just is doing its own thing. I have an appointment today at 10:30. I'm getting a cut and a color. So be prepared for tomorrow. We'll see. Scotty Dog's got bacon in the kitchen. All right, y'all, let's see what we're going to do here. So it says, now what the first thing I like to do with a Kimberbell design is to go through, it doesn't tell you on here which thread color to use until it matters. So at this point in time of our life, it does not matter. Oh, it wants a piece of batting. I didn't do that. I need to get my batting. But what I want to do is look for the first color where it makes a difference, where you're going to actually see it. And that's the color I'm going to use for all these prior steps. So I had one less thread change, right? Okay, the very first one, we have a thread color change on step 12. It says change thread to green. So I'm going to do everything in green. That's good. And I need a piece of batting. I got to scrounge some batting. I'm going to go to the bat cave. I have a bat cave over here. That gray barn door right there, that's my bat cave. I got batting. That's where I keep it. So let's get some, shall we? I've got some Kimberbell batting in here somewhere. Let me see. Yeah, I got a water heater in here too. That doesn't matter, right? That's not big enough. I'm looking through my scraps, y'all. I need a big piece. I need a big piece. Oh, I don't want to have to cut. Oh my gosh. Batting, batting, batting. Batting, batting. This is a story of my life, you guys. Oh my goodness. Don't you know? Well, that's not the batting that I want. I don't guess that it matters. Let me see. I do have some. Okay. We'll just use this. This is real life, you guys. This is how it goes. And my rotary cutter. I need a big old chunk. Big old chunk of batting. This will work. I think. I believe. Okay. Sorry about that. All right, so we are ready. I have a no-show mesh stabilizer in here. I have a 70 weight bobbin thread in here. Who's the woman that I watch that's good at organizing? So there's the difference between organizing, decluttering, and minimalizing, right? Okay, I need to change my thread colors. Organization, I would say, is probably Cass from Clutterbug. Okay. Decluttering is going to be Dana K. White, and organization to a point. And then living minimally is Dawn from Minimal Mom. She's pretty good. I don't watch a whole lot of Dawn anymore. She has minimized her life to a point, to me, that when I look at it, it's uncomfortable. And if your house echoes when you're making a video, you probably have gone too far. That's my opinion. No rugs, no wall, nothing on the counters, nothing. Can't do that. So, all right. So now I'm going to do the batting placement line. This is really simple, even though it's 3 different hoopings. So I don't want you guys to get stressed out if you've never done a multiple hooping before. They have a way for you to be able to do it that it works perfect every time. And as I always say, Kimberbell is the very best one to start with on these kind of designs because they have the best instructions in the industry. I'm not saying any other designers have bad instructions, but Kimberbell breaks the stitching steps and the instructions down to baby steps, which most other designers, digitizers, there is an assumption of that you already know how to work an embroidery machine and all that. Okay. Okay. So I need to put this on now. Let me get this under here. And it needs to cover. So what we got was a placement line for the batting. Okay. So I'm just going to take my batting and I'm going to put it over by at least 1/2 inch on either side, I think. I should look at the instructions for the batting, should I not? to tell me how big. If I have to franken-bat, I will. It's not a big deal. I love machine embroidery. It is so forgiving. If you make a mistake, you know, unless it comes out of the hoop. This is a dime by OESD magnetic hoop. I love this. This is the 8x12. Okay, so the next step is, let's see. Fold a piece of batting in half to determine center, finger press, using the center crease as a guide, and place half of the batting right side up, completely covering the placement line. Just did that. Number 4, stitch the tack down. Okay. See? So you're getting, and if it says number 4 here, let's see. Now this is one of their classics. They don't have it where, yeah. So it has a sewing machine. Get that bigger. It has a sewing machine, okay? And it says step 2 on the sewing machine. The step 2 on the sewing machine is step 2 on the embroidery machine. So they're the same. That way you know you're in the right place. I suspect I needed a bigger piece of batting. That's all right. All right. Stitch the background fabric placement. Okay. So I just need to press the button. I did get the fabric. I think I have enough. I don't know. The fabric is the right size. Linda, thank you for your super sticker. That's very thoughtful, darling. I appreciate that so much. This is cheap class for baby embroidery, baby step embroidery. Yeah, lots of fun. No sound. How do you not have sound? It said it's a 14x14 batting. I'm a little shy, Betsy. That's okay. I'll take care of it on the second hooping. What did I say about getting in my instructions onto the iPad? Yes, by email. Create an email you're going to send to yourself and attach the instructions. Now, on my iPad, it won't let me download an attachment if it hasn't been mailed on this one. Or maybe that might be my Outlook. I don't know. Okay, so what do I need to do now? All righty, next. Fold the main background piece in half to determine center and finger press. Okay. Let me make sure I have the fabric side up and not the fusible woven side up. Right. Okay. Fold in half to determine center. Place the fabric right side up on top of the batting and cover the entire half square using no more than half the fabric. Don't run short, right? Okay, we can do that. So, let's see. I'm going to pull this out so you can see how I do this, because it's hard for you to see. Okay. Did I skip 5? No, I did not skip 5. You guys got the instructions. You're following along? That's great. So I have it in half here, okay? So I'm just a 1/2 inch outside or of either. Let me show you how to figure this out. I can't get that any, I have to move it back here. Okay, so here's the fabric placement line, this inner row of stitching, okay? I have a crease, so I know that's half. I'm gonna put the half kind of where those stitches stopped, okay? Because they didn't go all the way around, they just kind of made a C shape. So I'm gonna put them here, kind of get them level, and then pull this over like that. So now I know I'm at the halfway. I can see stitching is inside of my background fabric and it's pressed over. And if I flip up here on this way, I can tell that stitching is inside, okay? And I've got the half mark. This is correct. That's correct. All right. Yeah, y'all watch those Etsy downloads. So just FYI, there are 2 different ways to digitize an embroidery file, okay? You can do it by computer and you can do it by hand. Or you could do a combo of both. But there are a lot of digitizers overseas, here in the States too, I'm sure, that digitize by computer. They let the computer kind of look at the picture that has been imported and it digitizes, and a lot of them will just throw it out on Etsy, okay? I highly encourage you guys, do not, if at all possible, you need to buy from, you know, reputable digitizing companies that you know have, you know, a reputation to maintain. If you buy from some little shop on Etsy, they don't have a reputation to maintain. So, and Kimberbell is one of the best. Alrighty. So it's, let's see, stitch the background fabric, tack down line, step. So I'm on 7, step 4 on the embroidery machine. Here we go. I'm leaving it in the green so you guys can see it, but there's going to be border fabric all the way around that. That plaid border fabric. When using a large hoop, do I move the machine away from the wall? And if so, how far? The only time I move the machine away from the wall on this one is if I've got that big 10 by 16 on. But what you can do, you can take a hoop, the arm of the hoop. I'll show you. If you're not sure how far to move your machine, let me do this other camera. And this is a different angle so you guys can see what you can do. Okay. So before you start embroidering, okay, so here's the arm of the embroidery hoop, right? I can take this arm and act like, let's say it was all the way up here at the very far end, okay? Thank you, Helen, for your sticker. That's very thoughtful. So it's at the very far end, okay? And you can just know that if this was all the way up here, that this is not going to hit. Or if it's all the way back here, believe it or not, more people hit themselves than they hit the wall. That's usually the case, from what I've seen in classes anyway. Anyway, yes, my fabric is right side up. Okay. So now what are we going to do? All right, I've got the fabric tacked down. The Dresden plate. So as far as I can tell, remember I told you I numbered mine 1 through 12, just like on a clock. Okay. So it looks like I need number 1, and this would be 6 straight down from it, 7, 8. So I need 1 and 8. They're showing you a picture of where the placement is in the final Dresden of these two pieces. So I need, number 12. I need number 12 at the top of the clock and number 8 if this is 6, 7, 8. Okay. 12 and 8. See, I can get messed up on these. So now it's going to stitch, and it matters. No, it doesn't matter which yet. So this is step 5. Oh, I didn't turn on my iron. Okay. We're going to wait a minute here. I know a lot of you are quilters and your machine has an embroidery arm and you've never used it. And I want to encourage you to step out of your box. It's going to open up a whole new world to you. And you're going to absolutely love embroidery. And first of all, I'm on the wrong camera again. The instantaneous gratification that you're going to get from doing embroidery. I was showing y'all wrong. Let me show you that again here. I get confused on my cameras. Okay. Can you do my Queen's class using the Dime software, Barbara? You can, but I can't help you with it because I don't know how to do it in Dime software. You have to know, you have to go through my class. You need to go through like my ghost video for Happy Halloween and figure out those steps and then know what to do in your software. I can't help you. Okay. So here's what I was showing y'all. Why don't you tell me? Wrong camera. So it gives you in the Dresden, these are the two that you're stitching, and this is what it's going to look like. Okay. I should pay attention. I'm looking at it right there. You know what? I don't have my phone on so I can see what you're seeing. All right. So I need to get these. I use a quilter's cut and press. Okay. For lap work, never, 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 you guys, don't do this and work here. Don't do that ever. You need to make sure that you have your hoop on a firm, flat surface. Always, always, always. So that you don't lose what is called registration. Okay. So if you have registration means this got floppy in the hoop, and it can happen on a magnetic and it can happen on a standard hoop. So don't be doing that. Okay. So I need number 12. Here's my little directional trees from yesterday. And that goes right here. And this is why I pre-cut these. Okay, so I went up 0.3 millimeters on that. I'm going to over a trash can here. Ironing is its own skill set too. 0.3 millimeters, I increased it. I created my own SVG files. And it went up 0.3 millimeters. So look at this. It fits. It is not too big. If anything, it is absolutely exact. And when you're ironing, you want to see half. If anything, it's almost too small still. If anything, you want to see half of that stitch line. You want to see half that stitch line. Let me zoom in. Outside of your fabric. Let me get in really close. Whoop, too close, too close. See how you can see half of the stitching on the outside of the fabric? That's correct. You don't want to completely cover that stitch line, and you don't want to be shy of it. You want to see half. And yesterday on my scan and cut, not on the scan and cut, in the Embrilliance embroidery software, what do we got here? 6, 7, 8. Okay. Turns out another tree piece. In the Embrilliance embroidery software, I did the inflate of 0.3. And turns out that was exactly right. Okay. So if you don't have a cutting machine, just do it the old-fashioned way. You should be fine. Where you've got the placement line, you put a square of fabric down on it. It'll do the tack down, and then you trim. I don't want to do that. we have too many pieces. It's too much like work. Okay. I like to pre-cut my pieces if I have a whole bunch. Okay. Oh, you can iron your machine. Okay, now next, I've stitched an ironing pad. I have a little ironing pad that you can do underneath here. I stitch that to the back of my projects all the time. You're not an embroiderer if you haven't done that. Betty Boop, where's my new furniture? You keep asking me that. Why don't you ask me that privately? Shipping this week, I am told. I talked to him yesterday. Shipping this week. 0.3. Was it 0.03? I thought it was 0.3. Barbara, I'd have to look from yesterday. I think. Yeah, let me see. Let me see. I'll open up my Embroids and I'll tell you. Let's see. On this, let me do this. I'm going to click. And I'm going to just check my Applique tab. Let me tell it Applique position. Generally, it remembers. It did not remember what I told it. Nope, didn't remember it. I want to say it was 0.3. I think 0.03 is not enough. Okay, so next, let me move this down, is the placement line or the tack down for my fabric. Now, because I am not doing the tack down, everybody says 0.3 that was watching yesterday. Good. Okay. Because I'm not doing the tack down, I don't need to because I ironed it down, right? So I'm going to hit my needle plus minus, and I'm going to jump ahead one color stop to the next one. I don't need to do that. The measurement is in millimeters. Yes, Kim, you're absolutely right. Thank you. So I'm going to stitch my next placement lines. Okay. All right. So this looks like it's going to be 11 and 7, which is funny. They're the same fabric again. Yeah, so simple. That's correct. Yeah, 0.3. All right. If I have just one or two pieces of applique, then I don't really, you know, it's kind of like which takes more time. Is it to just trim the piece in the hoop the old-fashioned way? So yesterday we took an hour to cut these out, but that's because I was explaining to you the whole time what was going on. And what is this? This is number 7. Yeah. It really would have only taken me about 10 minutes max if I wasn't talking and answering questions and all of that. So, oh, these are fitting absolutely perfect. I'll show you when we get done with this whole thing. Okay, once again, now I'm going to go in and jump ahead. I don't need to do the tack down because I've just ironed them on. No point. I have hot fix adhesive on the back. So yesterday I had somebody email me and she told me that she has not had the same result with hot fix adhesive that I have. Y'all, it's really important with hot fix that you leave that iron on. It's 380 degrees because it says to put it at a cotton setting. And I asked Mr. Google, what's the standard cotton setting temperature? And it said 380. So I set my Cricut mini press to 380. You leave it 10 seconds on the front, 10 to 12 or whatever on the front, and then you have to flip it over, and 10 to 15 on the back. You've got to get a good 25 to 30 seconds of heat adhesion front and back. When you're using a regular iron, you get impatient. And so you're kind of moving along and, you know, you're standing there and it's annoying. And did I do that piece or didn't I? Which is why, and I have a small footprint on my iron, which is a gravity fed from Sapporo. But that's why I went to that large Cricut heat press. I've had it for years and I hardly ever used it because I had electrical issues in this room. Those got resolved a couple months ago when the nice young man from Mr. Electric came over and fixed it. So now I can use my heat press again, and then I can set my 10 to 12 seconds. I think it was 12 seconds on the front and 15 on the back is what I did. So I set my 12 seconds. I can see it's 380. I know for a fact the temperature's right. That is just peace of mind. And I set the whole big thing on all of it at one go. It took 12 seconds, right? Then I flipped it over and did 15, and in 15 seconds, all that was done. So much faster using a Cricut mini press, and I have them in my Amazon store. They're about $100. They're fabulous. I love it. All right. So next ones are 6 and 10. But if you don't take the time, if you have a standard iron, okay, and you don't take the time to stand there and count, you're going to be, this one is much smaller. Why is that? It's not exactly the same. This one fits. Okay, so it's not the pieces. The pieces are identical. Piece number 6 is larger than the others. So number 10 fits exactly. Yeah, number 10 fits exactly. Number 6 is too small. It's not going to fit. And if it doesn't fit, you're going to see white fabric underneath that final stitch. The thing about Hot Fix 2 is once it's down, it's down. You can't shove it around like Heat and Bond. It doesn't, I could just tell, it just, let me show you guys. Let me zoom in and show y'all. I mean, this is significantly larger, the stitching is. Let me show you. I don't know. Let me hold it up. Where's it at? Can you see? There. This is, I mean, there's gaps all around. It's not going to fit. So, as I said, I love embroidery because it is so forgiving. So, not to worry. I have another piece of fabric. I'm just going to do it the old-fashioned way on this one, okay? That's interesting. Where's my reindeer? They are right here. Okay. Well, Betsy, I know they were set the same size, but I bet you in the embroidery design, they're not all the same size. Now, I have a little piece still with the Hot Fix adhesive on the back because I saved the scrap with the parent fabric. I'm going to go ahead and use that. Okay. So that way, let me take the paper off. And I'm going to not skip the tack down this time. So I'm just going to set this on here. Let me do the skinny part. I'm going to put that on there. And let's see. I'm going to just put this down. And it's going to stitch the tack down, okay, on this piece first. Not a big deal. And then I'll just skip Okay, it's finished with that one. The other one fit. It was weird. Stop it and jump to the next color stop. Just like that. Okay. Whoop, put your foot up. There we go. And now I need to trim it. Again, machine embroidery, it's so forgiving. There is so much, you know, once you get savvier with this, you'll be just like, oh, I can fix that. Y'all, I've done embroidery where I put down the wrong fabric on a piece. Then you just go back. These are those new Kimberbell snips. Very nice. Then you just go back and put the new fabric on top of it. Nobody knows that you have the wrong fabric underneath. Easy peasy. Okay. I like to not cut it completely off. Hold on to it. If you hold on to it and give it a little bit of pressure or tension, then you're going to get a nice pretty cut. And you never want to cut like this without being on a firm, flat surface. Okay. See, I didn't want to do this to all 12 of these. How annoying is that? There we go. Easy enough. I'm going to just cut off those little useless pieces, and I still have a little bit left. Okay. So that's good. That's an extra one. Now I can put this back in and stitch it again. Okay. I don't know why. I don't know why it was like that. And it was my fault. I should have checked them all to make sure that they were all the same size in the embroidery software. I didn't do that. I just grabbed one and said, yeah, they look the same to me. And that's what happened. Not a big deal. Coffee. You like it when I have hiccups? It helps you a lot. Yeah, I always show my mistakes or whatever happens. It's fine. And here's piece number 9. The dogs are trying to get in. Somebody's knocking at the door. Okay. And there it is. And that's perfect right there. Okay. Let me iron down my little guy here so that we don't have one that's puffier than the other. Okay. Alrighty. So my batting, I didn't cut it large enough. So when I get finished and I remove this from the hoop, I'm going to take an extra strip of batting and frankenbat down the sides and just attach them with a join stitch on the sewing machine. Easy. Okay, I don't need that. I'm going to skip ahead. And now it is time for the final stitch. That is a 9-minute stitch. And there we go. So let me let you get in here and take a look and see how pretty that's going to be. Get this right. There we go. 936 watching. Thank you so much for spending your time with me this morning. I appreciate that. Be sure to give the video a thumbs up and subscribe. That's free. Can you show how to use the multi-hoop on a larger project like the Scarecrow shirt? Cindy, I have done that before. And as a matter of fact, I even multi-hooped that Scarecrow shirt. And I multi-hooped the Scarecrow's overalls too. Would I consider using metallic thread for my final stitch? Yes, I could, but you know what? And I wanted to do this and talk to y'all about it. See what you think. So on this, there are little red buttons that they have stitched onto here, right? to look like berries. What if I did a metallic, just little circle? That'd be cool. I could do that in my luminaire. I really want to. You think that'll look good? Multi-hooping scares you? The reason, so the trick to the multi-hooping is once you get that second hoop in and you think you're really close, okay, you want to go to find a specific point in the design, in the second design, where it ought to be. All right. So I'll use the needle plus minus and I jump. So for instance, in the crotch of the legs of the overalls, in the crotch, let's say. Or maybe it's just on the side of the, because let's see, the overalls were the top with the bib and the straps, and then where the crotch was, yes, and then the bottom cuffs. So where the crotch was, I got it exactly where I think I needed it to be. And then I used the needle plus minus and I got to where that stitch needed to hit exactly. I could see it on the screen. This is where it needs to hit. Then I look and make sure on the fabric, is the needle directly over that point? And if it is, I'm good. If not, I can adjust it. That's how you do that. That would be cute. Okay, yes, we're going to do that then. I will use, you got your Prim USB yesterday. Yay! That's great. That's great. So if you're stitching using on Dasher fabric, the color that I'm using is Glide, what is that? Sage. Glide Sage is the color. Oh my gosh, you guys. Our hour is up. Can you believe it? It's been fast. Oh my goodness. You're a mistake wizard? Then Peggy, you're in the right place with machine embroidery. Absolutely. Do I use an app with my Cricut or is it the non-Bluetooth? Oh, I didn't even know they had Bluetooth Cricut. I don't have an app. No. Oh, yeah. Saying, no, I don't want to go. I want to stay here and talk about embroidery. If you have to leave, I'm going to go ahead and finish stitching out this. If you have to leave, thank you for spending your time with me. Be sure to give the video a thumbs up and a like and subscribe. I appreciate that so much. So we can spend more time together. Hit the bell for notifications so you know when I put a video out. Today's a big day. No, keep going. All right. Oh, I'm going to continue to stitch this. I'll just leave the cameras on. That's fine. But I know some of you have to go to that 4-letter word work or go pick up grands and all that. But again, I just love spending time with y'all. So you be sure to go sew something, okay? The rest of you, we'll just sit here and visit. How's that? Yay! I want to stay. I want to stay. The dogs are knocking at the door. They want to come in. I've got a little bit more to do here, so let me go open the doors for them. They're saying, Mama. Well, hello, Frito. Hi, baby. What are you doing? Hi, Dottie Dot. Dot, dot. Sweet girl. What are you guys doing? No, I don't have any more. Uh-oh. I think I hit the arm with my chair. Good girls. Yes, they normally get to come in after I sign off, Eli. Yes, they do. Yep. Let's see here. Let me get my glasses. I just had to come in and see what I was doing. What do you got? You got thread on you. How did you get thread on you, Mama? How'd you get thread on you? Come up here. You want to come up here in my lap and hang out for a minute? You want to hang out for a minute and see what's going on? You want to see what's going on? Yeah. And my Dottie, she's got the cutest ears, y'all. Oh my goodness, she's precious. What was the size of the new multi-needle hoop I got? It was the 14 by 14 was the big one. It's from Mighty Hoops. Yeah. Whoa. She is not she doesn't like to be held. Oh my gosh. She howls at the vet more about that than anything else. You're on my cords, Dottie. You're on my cords. Here. Here we go. Those of y'all with dogs, this is going to drive them crazy. I'm sorry. There you go. Keith needs to be done with the babysitting. What'd you do with it? Let me have it. This is what I do. Oh, yeah. Oh, easy, easy. You're in the camera. Oh, yeah. You can hear her growling. She's so cute. This pink crate, Allison, I'll put it in my Amazon store. I use it to go over to the UPS shop. This is my life. Yeah. The source for my t-shirt, this is from Allie M Threadworks, Allie M Tees. I have a link to it below. Yeah, the pink crate is awesome. It because I go from the grocery store into the UPS because they're right next door to each other. And I used to take my shopping cart, and then somebody ran the shopping cart into their door and broke it. And so they don't allow that anymore. So I got this because it has a lock on the wheels and it has the, I love it. It works great. So this folds up like this. Okay. And it's big enough. I get packages all the time at UPS. Okay. And it has, I can close this and lock it up. And it just hangs out in the back seat of my car. And then when I'm going to go pick up packages, this is what I use. So I love it. It works great. And it has a lock on it on the wheels, which is important because my driveway has a little bit of a slope. And when I'm unloading things into the crate, I don't need it going off on me when I'm not looking. Right? Right. Dottie. Keith's like, go play with your mother. In the evenings, well, maybe about 3:30 or so, Keith and I will go outside and at the pool, and the girls just play and romp and romp. And Frito's a new dog, I'm telling you. Are we almost done? I think so. That stitching is beautiful. So that 0.3 millimeter increase on the all but that one piece was perfect. Okay, I'll show you guys up close. I'll let you take a look at it. All right, so next we have a thread color change, and I need to figure out what that's going to be. I'm not too sure yet, but let me let you look at this. Didn't that come out beautiful? Just gorgeous. Everything fits. Pretty, pretty, pretty. Very pretty. Okay. So now, this is a decorative stitch. This next one is a decorative stitch. And I don't know what color. Hold on. To see. I'm going to leave the green. Dottie, that's enough of that. Get it out from under my chair. No, no more. Y'all, I'm sorry. Ah. Another thing you might do on your tablets is stop it. Quit. No, I don't want to play anymore. But Mom, she's a pest. She can be. Let's see. It says stitch the wreath decorative outline, which I did. And now we're on step 14 on the machine. Yes. Stitch the wreath quilting lines. So what color do you guys think? What pattern is this? This is Deck the Halls Bench Buddy from Kimberbell's Classics #2, Merry and Bright is what it is. It's this. This is the pattern right here. Deb says she's fine. She's a baby. I know. She's only 4.5 months old, y'all. Oh, my gosh. She's hard to get mad at, but she can be a pest. She has to learn boundaries. I don't need that on anymore. That just went off. Okay. Isn't that the line of fabric from last year's Jolly box? No, this is, well, I don't know. I don't remember what we got in the Jolly box last year. It might be, yeah, the On Dasher. Would green metallic distract from the wreath? I don't have a green metallic in this shade. I have a green, but it's really a Christmas, like a Kelly green. I'm just going to. I should have known better. I'm just going to keep it with the green, and it's just going to do the quilting because it looks like in the pictures they use the same. See, I don't have my own thoughts. Oh, it looks good. Yeah. Okay. That looks good. Fine. Spell check changed your word. Ah! The dog. Hey, how about a bone? A bone is nice and quiet, isn't it? Let's see if we have something. A bone is nice and quiet. I had a bamboo bone for them, and it's probably under a piece of furniture somewhere. Isn't it? Is it under a piece of furniture? Here. Why don't you do that? Get out of there. There you go. You don't need anything, Fatso. You've had enough. So Dottie's going to come over with a little rawhide chew in her mouth and go, look what I got and you don't. We might have a problem, but we'll see. No, no. You chew that. Frida will wait patiently and then steal it when you're not looking. You're going to chew it right on the rug, right in front of her. This is my life, you guys. Your neighbor's dog is named Fatso. Do you want one of these, Frida? You can have one too. No, Dottie, you've got your own. They're little bitty ones. Okay. Oh, that's pretty. Okay, next is the, let's see. I am on step 15. So that is going to be stitch the background quilting. It's around the outside of the wreath. All right. That is on my thread rack back here. All right. I'm going to grab this. Oh, I have it up here. Okay. There we go. And let's see. There it is. To figure out where the end's at, right? And then I tie it off up here at the top. Okay. And then unthread the needle. Oop, and pull it through. I like it to go through that thread guide. Okay. I know sometimes people, you know, I've been asked, does it cause more drag on the thread if you put it in the thread guide? It's fine. If anything, thread likes drag. It will let it flow a little bit better. So I'm going to turn this other camera off. I don't think we need it. Okay. Hold on a second. Hello, this is Becky. Just a confirmation for an appointment. Oh, pretty, pretty. That looks good. Very nice. You know what? The picture just doesn't do this justice, y'all, at all. Okay, so next is a placement line for a border, right? And I am going to go ahead and just leave the white thread in it. And then I'm going to show you how this is done. Okay. So placement line, let me see. Does it want me to trim that down? Do I need to trim down that seam allowance? Hold on a second here. We are at step 16. So stitch the long border trimming / placement line and then trim the fabric close to the stitch line. I thought so. Okay, so we're going to stitch this. Yep. We're on the long border section. Uh-oh. Check and rethread the upper thread. All right. Oh, we have drama at the spool. Okay. Let me see here. Is that going to work? No. What happened? We're ghost sewing. Oh my gosh, y'all. I ghost sewed yesterday for a border and a half. I was so pissed off. Ah! All right. So I'm going to back up. Let's see, 10, 20, right there. We had issues with the bobbin. That's what happened. It wasn't the upper thread. It was the bobbin. Yeah, I was stitching along. I was working on the Hoop Sisters thing I was doing. I've got that today at 1 o'clock my time, 2 o'clock Eastern. And I got the bottom border on, and then I stitched the top border, and I brought them over to the ironing board, and everything fell apart. I was like, what? Ah! I was so mad. Oh my goodness. Hot. Didn't even, I was disgusted. I had to go fix lunch and eat, and then I came back and dealt with it. Oh, my hair appointment, it's not till 10:30. I'm good. Okay. So now I need to trim close to this stitching. And I'm going to get in here and just, you can do it in the machine. Won't be seen. Okay. So that's done. And now I need to take one of the longer border pieces. I really like this plaid. I think this is going to be beautiful. Oh my goodness, I love it. Okay, and then I'm going to place it right on that, just right over the stitch line. Okay, and the instructions say, I got to take this. You guys, this is what happens. I'm going to put you on mute. Sorry, you guys. I had appointments I have to confirm and whatnot. Okay, so this says, let me see here. Line up wrong side of fabric D, and then stitch the seam stitch and then flip it over, border right side up. Place the long border piece right side down, centered along the stitch line. Okay, so I did that. On the stitch line, you don't want to go too far over it because you will end up short on the side when you flip it. So you can see where the needle is right here. I think it's kind of inside the fabric. All right, so now I'm going to put this back and it's going to stitch that down. You can tape it if you want, but you don't really need to. So I put this edge right on that stitch line, and it's giving me about 3/8 of an inch of a seam allowance. Perfect. Okay. And now I need to fold this over like this, and I'm going to finger press it. Oh, that's so pretty. I love this fabric, this plaid on here. So pretty. Oh my goodness. And now it's going to give me the placement line for the top border. So I need the short border for that one. I hope you guys got this. I got a link to it below. So pretty. All right, now I need to trim that, I am sure, right? We are on stitch number 19. All right, stitch the, let's see, trim the fabric close to the stitch line. Okay, yep. That's exactly what I need to do, evenly. Okay. So I'm going to trim the border fabric too. Okay. I just kind of curved it up right there. And then this needs to go right on that stitch line. Like that. Okay. Okay. You can make such pretty things with machine embroidery. Oh my goodness. I really enjoy it because it comes out so nice. How to split a design in a Brilliance Enthusiast to stitch up this type of design like I'm doing. Yeah, so I can, ML Weber. I certainly can. I wish I had enough fabric. I could probably get more fabric and make another pillow exactly like it as a set. That'd be cute. Okay, and then I need to press this up and finger press this down. Yeah. So it can be done. It'll look like it was done all in one hooping. Yeah. But even in that bigger hoop, you still can only stitch half. Okay. And I'm on step 20 is stitch the top short border trimming line. And that, okay. I'm going to grab my purple fang because I don't want to use my finger. Okay. I'm going to press this down and give it some tension up here to hold on. You can tape it if you want, but don't put your fingers there. So that's pretty and flat. That looks good. It's a purple fang. This is a quilter's tool. It's got a plastic end on it that's square on this one, and it has a pointer. It's really for turning and pushing out corners. If you're going to insist on sticking your fingers in the stitch field, then Use something plastic instead. Don't use metal. Okay. All right. Here is my stitch line for the placement line for the bottom border. I've seen people get their fingers so close to the needle, and y'all, it happens to the best. I'm telling you, I've seen professionals get their fingers in there. No good. Okay, and I'm going to place this right on that placement line there. Cannot screw it up. Okay, and it's going to stitch it down. Joanne Banco got a nice piece of needle in her finger. She had a black dot under her fingernail for the longest time and didn't know what it was. And when it finally grew out, it was a piece of thread. How about that? Yeah, that purple fang it's T-H-A-N-G, a purple fang, like a southern thang. It's a thang. Oh, I need to trim this. Okay. Okay. And I'm going to curve in here from the bottom. Did I do that? Yeah. Okay. Safety first. Always, always. Safety first. Nice. Very pretty. Very pretty. Loving that plaid. I might have to go on a hunt. So they wanted you to use the two back pieces. I traditionally will use the same fabric as the back, and I don't have any more of this. So this is the tack down for this here. Want to just give it a little bit of tension so that it doesn't get caught up in there. You can use a chopstick, a purple fang. They have a pink fang now too, I think. But not your finger. Okay, and then next, oh, okay, it's wanting half of the back fabric. Is that right? All right, so we have step 24 I am on. All right, what is 24? Stitch the border tack down line. Okay, good. So that is going to just go all the way around this and tack all these borders down. No bubbles. Yay, no bubbles. Very good. Okay. I was supposed to trim this right here on both of these. I didn't do that. I neglected to do that. Okay, that looks really good. So let's see here. Now change the thread. Oh, so it wants me to change the thread color. It looks like to match. And it's going to do quilting here in this outer border. So what do you think? I think the blue, not the blue, what am I saying? I think I want it to be green instead of white. What do you guys think? Green or the white in the plaid? Either one will look beautiful. What do you guys think? The green or the white? The green is just, here, let me get it up close. I can't decide. I'm going to let y'all pick. Green. I'm kind of leaning toward green myself. So you can see the green in the quilting on the Dresdens. Green, 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 green it is. Green, green, green. All right. We're going with green. This is why I like you guys. I don't have to think. I prefer that. All right. I'm going to change my thread colors again. All right. Yeah, the green will be pretty. I love sewing with y'all. Ours is such a lonely hobby, so it's always fun to do something with folks. Okay. And that's what a retreat is all about, is stitching together, right? What is going on here? What's happening? Okay. Something is wrong. It didn't work. What is happening? Oh, okay. I am tied around. There's a little piece of metal up here and it's tied around it. I'm going to cut that. I'm going to pull it through from this way. Don't ever rip your thread out backwards. Don't do that. If you've got a fuzz ball in there, you're going to shove that fuzz ball farther up inside, and then you'll really have something on your hands you won't be able to get rid of. Okay. See, it's easier to just cut it at the top, pull it through, and fix it. All right. Here we go. And it's going to do the final stitching. Oh, there we go. Green, green, green. I need advice too. Cheryl says, I know, me too. Oh, it's pretty. You could watch all day. You don't want to see what happens in here. The green is pretty. Lovely. I might not do the final until I might see if I can find some more of this fabric and order it and get it in. Isn't that pretty? I'm so glad we did this. Love it. The colors. I personally like the colors that they did the sample in for the advertisement, but these colors match with my home color scheme. What is the flat thread bed on my machine? You have the Dream Machine. Will it work for yours? Yeah. Yeah, you can do this on a Dream. This is an 8x12 hoop, so the 8x12 fits yours. Thank you. Giselle says it's so much prettier than the picture. It is. Thank you, Paula. She says she thinks the pillow is fantastic. Oh, the thread stand on top of the machine. I see, Allison. Yeah, the thread stand came with the Luminaire, and it is not for the Dream Machine. Thank you for clarifying that, Allison. Appreciate it. That's it. And we have one more. Oh, so the next two stitches, the next stitch is the placement alignment line for hooping number 2. So just so you guys are able to see it, I'm going to switch out the thread. Okay. And I'm going to go to a black or let me see. Do I have a black nearby? I do not. I don't have a Yes, I do. I have a bright blue. I don't have a black. I'm going to switch it to this bright royal blue. Okay. And that way, tomorrow, when we go to do the second hooping with the thumbtack method, you'll be able to see that. And you'll see exactly what it is. It's very simple, and it's a wonderful method to align separate hoopings. And this little stitch that this is doing, okay, is exactly what Embrilliance Enthusiast does to do split hoopings. So it's giving me an alignment line right here on this side of the hoop, and it won't be seen. It's just a little L. It's going to cut it, and it's going to jump to the other side of the hoop. Okay. So you have to come back tomorrow to see how this all all right. Who doesn't love that sound? All right. You got your stitch artist in. Awesome, Libby. Here we go, you guys. All done. Didn't this turn out beautiful? Look at that. Lovely. I like the green stitching in the plaid. It is beautiful, beautiful. Love it. Oh, good. Well, thanks for hanging out with me this morning to help me do this. I appreciate it. Gosh, we've been on a while. All right, you guys, there is hooping number 1 all finished. And hopefully tomorrow, hooping number 2 will go just as smoothly. I'm sure it will. All right. Thank you for hanging out with me and enjoying your morning coffee with me and my dogs. So I love you guys. I will see you tomorrow, and you guys go sew something. Bye.